People ask me all the time, why do you keep talking about digital, leadership, psychology and mindset like the same thing? Because they are, not in theory, in real life. Let me ask you a simple question. Is there anything you do today that isn't influenced by technology? Your money lives in apps. Your time lives in calendars. Your work lives in platforms. Your relationships live in messages, feeds and screens. A pen and paper is still part of the digital world now. Important technology. Everything we do is shaped by an invisible layer we don't always see. Most people still treat technology like it's a tool, and in part it is. Just something you use, something that you add on. Yet technology is not only a tool, it's a force. It shapes behaviour, it shapes attention, it shapes power. And when something shapes power, it becomes a leadership issue. We are sitting in the biggest revolution the world has ever seen, not because of machines, but because of what humans can now do through them. It's easier than ever before to influence, to create, to lead. And yet, most people are still leading like it's 1995, 1940s. The people who notice this the first are usually the ones who think differently. The imaginative ones, the creative ones, the ones who don't fit neat boxes, the ones who see patterns instead of rules. The world isn't often ready for them, but the future always is. These are the people who look at digital and don't just see software. They see possibility. They see leverage. They see new ways of being human. Old leadership was built for factories, offices and control. New leadership is built for imagination, speed and emotion. Because digital doesn't just change systems, it changes people. How we feel, how we relate, how we fight, how we connect, how we lead. That's why I talk about digital in the same breath as mindset, and leadership in the same breath as psychology. They are all invisible forces. You can't hold them in your hand, but they shape everything you touch. Humans are no longer here just to be busy. We are not instruments for output. We are influencers. We are creators. We are meaning makers. Our job now is not just to work. Our job is to lead. To have agency and mastery over the technology. To have agency and mastery over our emotions. To have agency and mastery over those invisible forces that are shaping our lives. If you don't lead with these things, they're going to lead you. Algorithms will decide your attention. Systems will decide your time. Noise will decide your priorities. And slowly, you don't choose anymore. Here's the strange part. The digital world already solved this decades ago. They broke the old rules. They built new ways of working. They designed for change, not stability. They led with imagination, not hierarchy. And now, everyone lives inside the world they built. Which means we all need to learn how to lead the way they already do. Not to become techies, not to become psychologists, yet enough to understand so that it can be led. Leadership now is about seeing what others miss, imagining what doesn't exist yet, leading emotion, not just the process, designing environments where people become more human, not less. This is the most powerful time in history to be human, and the most dangerous time to drift. Because in a world of endless opportunity, if you don't take the lead, someone else will. That's why I talk about digital. That's why I talk about mindset. That's why I talk about leadership and emotion. Not to make you technical, not to make you clinical, but to make you grounded. so that you can lead in a world you can't always see. That's why I talk about digital. That's why I talk about mindset. That's why I talk about leadership and emotion. Not to make you technical, not to make you clinical, but to make you grounded. So that you can lead in a world you can't always see. So you can shape the forces that shape you. So you can create what only humans can create. Meaning, connection, imagination, future. This is what I write about. This is what I speak about. This is what I build inside the Digital at Heart Leadership Vault. Not so you can become a techie, not so that you can become a psychologist, but so you can become the leader who can see, who can feel, and shape the world as it really is. Because this is the age of invisible forces, and leadership now is about learning how to lead what you cannot touch, but feel every day.